So we are on week 19. This is session 1. Hello, everyone. Let us begin the reading with the scientists use the subconscious mind. This is, I think, chapter 12.
Yeah.
Yes, this is chapter 12. Scientists use the subconscious mind. Yes, continue.
Yeah, scientists use the subconscious mind. Many scientists realize the true importance of the subconscious mind. Edison, Marconi, Kettering, Poincare, Einstein, and many others have used the subconscious mind. It has given them the insight and the know-how for all their great achievements in the modern science and industry. Research has shown that the ability to bring into action the subconscious power has determined the success of all the great scientific and research workers. An instance of how a famous chemist, Frederick von Strangertz, used his subconscious mind to solve his problem is as follows. He had been working laboriously for a long time trying to rearrange the 6 carbon and 6 hydrogen atoms of benzene formula, and he was constantly perplexed and unable to solve the matter. Tried and exhausted, he turned the request over completely to his subconscious mind. Shortly afterward, as he was about to board a London bus, his subconscious presented his conscious mind with a sudden flash of snake biting its own tail and turning around like a pinwheel. This answer from his subconscious mind gave him the long sought answer of the circular rearrangement of the atoms that is known as the benzene ring. How a
Okay.
distinguished scientist brought forth his inventions. Nikola Tesla was a brilliant electrical scientist who brought forth the most amazing innovations. When an idea for a few invention came into his mind, he would build it up in his imagination, knowing that his subconscious mind would reconstruct and reveal to his conscious mind all the parts needed for its manufacture in concrete form. Through quietly contemplating every possible improvement, he spent no time in correcting defects and was able to give the technicians the perfect product of his mind. He said, invariably, my device works as I imagined it should. In 20 years, there has not been a single exception.
See, one very important point here is quietly contemplating. This is
Yes.
this is mentioned like what silence does for us. That how silence helps. That when we are, in a calm state of mind, then the ideas come. Then the all the whatever we need to understand, whatever we are focused on, it starts. It's very powerful. That is how it starts getting the answers. So there is he's writing that through quietly contemplating every possible improvement. He spent no time in correcting defects and was able to give the technician the perfect product of his mind. No time in correcting defects. So that means there were no mistakes. So that means the inner guidance which comes is actually all correct. Only we sit quietly and understand. So he is the previous paragraph. He's writing when an idea for a new invention came into his mind, he would build it up in his imagination, knowing that his subconscious mind would reconstruct and reveal to his conscious mind all the parts needed for its manufacture in concrete form. See, what a conviction that whatever he's thinking, deeply, those answers will start appearing to him. What a wonderful this thing, imagination, and what a wonderful, way of understanding how the higher self works, how the mind works, how the conscious, that means the conscious mind is settled and the subconscious is working now. So that is how we do the self contemplation, right? Continue.
How a famous naturalist solved his problem. Professor Agassiz, a distinguished American naturalist, discovered the indefatigable activities of his subconscious mind while he slept. His widow, in her biography of her famous husband, has reported the following. He had been for 2 weeks striving to decipher the somewhat obscure impression of a fossil fish on the stone slab in which it was preserved. Weary and perplexed, he put his work aside at last and tried to dismiss it from his mind. Shortly after, he waked one night, persuaded that while asleep he had seen his fish with all the missing features perfectly restored. But when he tried to hold and make fast the image, it escaped him. Nevertheless, he went early to the Jardin des Plantes, thinking that on looking anew at the impression he should see something which would put him on the track of his vision. In vain, the blurred record was as black as ever. The next night he saw the fish again, but with no more satisfactory result. When he awoke, it disappeared from his memory as before. Hoping that the same experience might be repeated, on the third night he placed a pencil and paper beside his bed before going to sleep. Accordingly, towards morning, the fish reappeared in his dream, confusedly at first, but at last with such distinctness that he had no longer any doubts as to its zoological characters. Still half dreaming in perfect darkness, he traced these characters on the sheet of a paper at the bedside. In the morning, he was surprised to see in his nocturnal sketch features, which he thought it impossible the fossil itself should reveal. He hastened to the Jardin des Plantes and, with his drawing as a guide, succeeded in chiseling away the surface of the stone under which portions of the fish proved to be hidden. When wholly exposed, it corresponded with his dream and his drawings, and he succeeded in classifying it with ease.
Wonderful. See how our own
Yes.
mind is giving us answers, right? It is so,
Yes.
he is dreaming about it. And then in his dream only, he is solving also. Because first important thing is that his focus is on solutions. How to resolve? What is the meaning? If we are too much focused on a problem, this is there, then we don't land up into solutions. But when we start with the solution and looking forward towards the solution starts coming up. So these are certain points, we should remember, like self-contemplation, sitting quietly and contemplating on solutions. On whatever is the problem, it is already there, but then it is always with a solution. So if we take it as a problem, it is a problem. Otherwise, the solution is also with it. Okay, continue.
An outstanding physician solved the problem of diabetes. Some years ago, I received a clipping from a magazine describing the origin of the discovery of insulin. This is the essence of the article as I recall it. About 40 years ago or more, Dr. Frederick Banting, a brilliant Canadian physician and surgeon, was concentrating his attention on the ravages of diabetes. At that time, medical science offered no effective method of arresting the the disease. Dr. Banting spent considerable time experimenting and studying the international literature on the subject. One night, he was exhausted and fell asleep. While asleep, his subconscious mind instructed him to extract the residue from the degenerated pancreatic duct of dogs. This was the origin of insulin, which has helped millions of people. You will note that Dr. Banting had been consciously dwelling on the problem for some time, seeking a solution, a way out, and his subconscious responded accordingly. It does not follow that you will always get an answer overnight. The answer may not come for some time. Do not be discouraged. Keep on turning the problem over every night to the subconscious mind prior to sleep, as if you had never done it before. One of the reasons for the delay may be that you look upon it as a major problem. You may believe it will take a long time to solve it. Your subconscious mind is timeless and spaceless. Go to sleep believing you will have the answer now. Do not postulate the answer in the future. Have an abiding faith in the outcome. Become convinced now as you read this book that there is an answer and a perfect solution for you.
Very good. See, go to sleep believing you have the answer now. We may not have. He's still saying, contradictory. He's saying we might not get the answers, but yet because we are in a search and that quest is on. So we have to think that the solution, I will get it. Even if you are not able to find the answer, still if you keep on repeating, I'll find the solution. Instead of saying I don't know what to do, we have learned now what kind of languages what kind of words we are going to avoid. So that way, when we just tell ourselves that I'm going to find a solution, then it will come overnight. So overnight, it is going to appear. So it is again like a faith. Have an abiding faith in the outcome. Become convinced now as you read this book that there is an answer and a perfect solution for you. Such a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
I have
And
a
also
question
for
here.
Yes, Shilpi.
As it says, na, keep on turning the problem on every night to the subconscious mind. Whereas in the previous pages, we have read that, we have to see that situation has been resolved. It's a happy-go-lucky state. So if we keep on turning the problem on, means we have to give the problem to our subconscious mind every night.
No, it is
Instead
not.
of giving us
See, no. What he's saying is one of the reasons is that इससे पहले से लिखा है ना, you will note that Dr. Banting had been consciously dwelling on the problem for some time, seeking a solution, a way out.
Yes.
So when you are thinking, you are not thinking it as a problem. It is like a question in your mind that I need an answer for this. What should I do? How should I, this is self-contemplation we do, na? What is the answer?
Yes, this is self-contemplation.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm talking to my subconscious mind to guide me to give me a solution to this problem.
Yes.
This is what he's saying.
Yes. So in the end means we have an outcome. When mostly what happens is maybe we have a better outcome. Okay. So in that crux, if we have already found that this is the outcome, that means the solution is already there. We don't have to find between. But if I'm not able to see the end, I am not able to convince myself or whether this can happen or then there needs a little bit of self-contemplation. To bring myself to that conviction. This is what he's saying. Have an abiding faith in the outcome. That it will happen. I will find a solution. I will find. So only when you find a solution, you come to that end. This is done. अब हो जाएगा.
Okay.
Now I have understood. Now the solution is there.
Yes. Actually, and one more thing he mentioned is like one of the reasons for the delay maybe that you look upon it as a major problem, because even I had experience regarding this. So previously, when I'm searching for jobs, so I was like, there are actually no openings because of the recession. So I was literally like some kind of I want to learn a new technology and I want to upskill my career. But I was like, so many people are trying, and I'm also one trying to shift the job. But so my husband is trying to get like a chance in his company, but as openings are not there, I am not able to get in. So at that time, so what the thought that came into mind is that so everyone is trying, that I'm also trying. So if openings are not there for them, so it will also not be there. So I have like sat for 3 months thinking the same. So, but I'm not giving the correct reason. So my husband sat with me one day and he told me like, that is not the way how you need to look at it. So you should be like, right now you should be like, you should be ready to work on any kind of like a new technology, not only the one which you are right now doing. So you should prepare your mind like that. Then only if any new opportunity comes in, then we might get a chance. So then I shifted my thought, like, okay, they are working on a different technology. Why I should think like, if they don't get a chance, I am also not getting a chance. So then I have shifted my thought, saying, okay, I'm really very ready to learn a new technology, and I'm also like, even though I have no idea about how the things will be, but I'm like, okay, I'll adjust. I'll adapt quickly to whatever it is. So I'm ready to take up the new technology. Then the chances started coming in. So I have like changed.
Very
So
beautiful.
whatever thought that is there behind, because it was delayed, because my mind was prepared like that. So if they didn't get, I also not get. But I didn't shift my mind, like saying, maybe if I shift it like that, maybe opportunities will come in. So that mindset recently I have changed.
See, so you became an open-minded now. Open-minded to more
Yes.
things, not restricting yourself to one. So when you
Yes.
didn't restrict, that heavy energy got lifted and your focus was lighter.
Yes.
Okay, I have more perspectives to do. So let me focus on something else. And the moment that energy was lifted, the job opportunity you were looking for landed. Correct?
Yeah, and one more thing is that, so when I'm like, I told my friends or someone like, I'm thinking of trying to shift to a new career, which I'm not even know till now. I didn't even know whatever it is. I don't know, but I once after joining, I learn it. So they were like, you had a major, like around 4 to 5 years experience. So now if you without any knowledge, if you enter into a company, so it might become a problem. Even you can't give anything, like after reading or studying something, you can't attempt an interview. You will fail eventually. So I didn't give any answer to them. So I quietly told my friend, so this is not the right time. So once you get in, so this they should know the answer without you telling. So that is the best answer I should give.
Yes. Yes. Move in silence.
Because we should have confidence in ourselves, because when
Yes.
we are confident only, the things are going to work out.
Yes. And even then also,
Maybe it will take time.
see, you have this is what all the scientists are doing now. Nobody knew what is going to outcome, but they were all looking for solutions. Like Einstein, like
Yes.
this Dr. Frederick Banting, they are all looking for something good, greater good for the humanity. So one might not believe. Who believed that there would be sometime there would be aircrafts? Nobody. But the Wright brothers did it.
Yes.
So ultimately, it is like whatever we have that conviction in us, and the intuitive power is telling us this. There is a way out, so we'll find it.
Yes.
Good, very
Yeah,
good.
even when no one supports, or also your mind, and you should be confident enough. Like without even you telling, they should know the answer. Like after seeing you, like even though when there is so much negativity, by seeing you, they should know this girl can do anything. So that's
Yes.
what they should know. After some time, we should show them
There's,
silently, that too.
I think there's no need to prove also, because you know your worth.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That is more important. So
Yes.
whosoever has to accept it will accept it, and whosoever does not have to accept it, it's okay.
Yes.
Parul ji, here I
Yes.
want to make a point to Shilpi ji's question
Hmm.
that turning the problem over every night to the subconscious mind prior to sleep.
Hmm.
When the answer got delayed means there is a probability that you think upon it as a major problem, or you have assumed that it will take a long time to solve it. That these were the reasons mentioned here. And also there is a probability that the subconscious hasn't totally convinced or accepted our request. So that is why the author is here asking us to ensure that every night you do it, because we are not sure whether we have done it properly or not.
Correct.
If we remember in the previous chapters, when you do it correctly, and after sending the question or after convincing the subconscious that you got the solution, you get that satisfaction or relief or the relaxation.
Yes.
At
As a
that
gut
moment,
feeling.
even if you leave it, yeah, even if you leave it without turning the problem to the subconscious again, it will be done because you were successful in convincing the subconscious.
Once you were successful, you need not turn the problem to the subconscious again.
Right.
So here and every time, when it was also mentioned as if you had never done it before. So if we carry on the depression or the discouragement from the previous attempts, that would also get communicated to the subconscious. That is why he is indirectly mentioning to forget whatever was done and to start afresh.
Hmm.
And also,
Right.
while sending the request to the subconscious, at the end, he is telling us to have the faith as if you have the answer now, not in the future. You have the go to sleep believing you have the answer now. Whatever was done till yesterday night, you just leave it and start it afresh now and get convinced to yourself that you got the answer and then relax. Answer has to follow. So
Yes.
while implementing practically, we should be careful.
Very right.
That is what
Very
I
right.
want to mention.
Yes. Thank you so much. Shilpi has got the answer, I think.
Yes, I got it.
Good. Let's continue.
How a famous scientist and physicist escaped from a Russian concentration camp. Dr. Lothar von Blake Schmidt, a member of the Rocket Society and an outstanding research electronic engineer, gives the following condensed summary of how he used his subconscious mind to free himself from certain death at the hands of brutal guards in a Russian prison camp coal mine. He states as follows: I was a prisoner of war in a coal mine in Russia, and I saw men dying all around me in that prison compound. We were watched over by brutal guards, arrogant officers, and sharp, fast thinking commissars. After a short medical checkup, a quota of coal was assigned to each person. My quota was 300 pounds per day. In case any man did not fill his quota, his small food ration was cut down, and in a short time he was resetting in the cemetery. I started concentrating on my escape. I knew that my subconscious mind would somehow find a way. My home in Germany was destroyed. My family wiped out. All my friends and former associates were either killed in the war or were in concentration camps. I said to my subconscious mind, I want to go to Los Angeles and you will find the way. I had seen the picture of Los Angeles and I remembered some of the boulevards very well as some of the buildings. Every day and night, I would imagine I was walking down Wilshire Boulevard with an American girl whom I met in Berlin prior to the war. She is now my wife. In my imagination, we would visit the stores, ride buses, and eat in restaurants. Every night, I made it a special point to drive my imaginary American automobile up and down the boulevards of Los Angeles. I made all this vivid and real. These pictures in my mind were as real and as natural to me as one of the trees outside the prison camp. Every morning, the chief guard would count the prisoners as they were lined up. He would call out 1, 2, 3, etc. And when 17 was called out, which was my number in sequence, I stepped aside. In the meantime, the guard was called away for a minute or so, and on his return, he started by mistake on the next man as number 17, which the crew returned. When the crew returned in the evening, the number of the men was the same, and I was not missed, and the discovery would take a long time. I walked out of the camp undetected and kept walking for 24 hours, resting in a deserted town the next day. I was able to live by fishing and killing some wildlife. I found coal trains going to Poland and traveled on them by night until finally I reached Poland. With the help of friends, I made my way to Lucrin, Switzerland. One evening at the Palace Hotel, Lucerne, I
No,
had
it's
a talk with a man and yeah. I had a talk with the man and his wife from United States of America. This man asked me if I would care to be a guest at his home in Santa Monica, California. I accepted, and when I arrived in Los Angeles, I found that the chauffeur drove me along Wilshire Boulevard and many other boulevards which I had imagined. So vividly in the long months in the Russian coal mines, I recognized the buildings which I had seen in my mind so often. It actually seemed as if I had been in Los Angeles before. I had reached my goal. I will never cease to marvel at the wonders of the subconscious mind. Truly, it has ways we know not of.
Such a wonderful story, you know. When you start telling yourself the correct way and see how things happen. His number was just missed and he was not even counted. So it was easier for him to escape. What a
Yes.
wonderful story. So I will never cease to marvel at the wonders of the subconscious mind. Truly, it has ways we know not of. So it is like being actually open-minded, you know, trusting in that when I want it, it will happen. Right? So this is something good.
I have something to add here.
Yes.
The diamond ornaments example which I gave you to that
Hmm.
manifestation to add to it. After sharing it with you all,
Hmm.
the next week I had an opportunity to go for shopping actually.
Hmm.
So in my mind from past 8 to 9 months, I was thinking to have an ornament different from the ones which I already have.
Hmm.
So I was not sure, I mean, which one to buy, whether to go for gold one or short necklace or the long one. I had so many questions in my mind. And also I was, I mean, as I recently delivered a baby, I wasn't in a position to spend much time outside. So I just kept that question alive in my mind. Whenever I used to get that thought, I used to think, but I didn't decide on what I exactly want. So recently, when I got time, I had decided that it would be good if I get another diamond one, diamond ornament. But this time, my situation is in such a way that I have some old ornaments or some amount of gold. I can get another ornament only by exchanging it, wherein I don't want to spend extra money on buying it.
Hmm.
So during the last session, I mean last Friday, I was supposed to visit a gold jewelry store,
Hmm.
but only for the session I postponed it to Saturday. I went on Saturday. So to my
Hmm.
surprise, I was actually checking on some other gold ornaments which were suiting my requirements.
Hmm.
So just like that, one of the salesperson who was showing the ornaments to me, he came up with some new collection, saying that in the diamond ornaments, they have, I mean, due to that Akshaya Tritiya season,
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
are giving some discount, and also comparing with the diamond necklace, which are of heavy weight, they have released some new version which are similar to the heavy weight ones, but they are made of lightweight gold and with lightweight diamonds.
Hmm.
I was just like, I was shocked actually. And when I was trying them all, because it was as though I have decided long ago that it would be good if I get a diamond one. I was not sure, considering the budget, that I would go for a diamond one. I have checked all the ornaments which are made of gold, which suit my requirements. But after checking all of them, I liked the diamond one, which this salesperson showed to me. And to
Hmm.
my surprise, whatever was the budget that is required for the gold ornament, it is more or less similar amount is required for the diamond necklace. And it was as they have made it in lightweight and with the similarity to the heavyweight ones, and considering the discount that they have given, I got the diamond necklace at the same price which was supposed to be spent for the gold one, and I got it without even paying. I mean, I just paid 300 rupees for that. I need not pay heavy amount. I just have to exchange my old gold. I was
One.
so much shocked. It took time for me that is it true?
So
And
good,
the
na?
one which I got was, yeah, it was looking similar to the heavy ones, and the elegance that it is giving after wearing it was also too good. It doesn't at all look like one which is made of I mean lesser gold or made of lightweight. I mean less amount of diamonds. That wasn't appearing on that, and the look was so amazing. There were only 3 or 4 models. Among them, one was very nice. I mean, which I felt very good, and I picked that one. It took time for me to accept that it was done, because I wasn't paying much attention. Just like that, whenever I used to get time, I used to think of it, and it was done just like that.
So good.
And I called my mom and said that, mom, just suddenly she doesn't even know that I was going for shopping. I just like that called her and told her that I bought a diamond necklace. So she was, despite of being happy, she was shocked for a while. She was actually scolding me. Why? I mean, this is now you are not in need of any such things, and you have some other requirements to be met. Why are you doing such things now? Then I explained her all this happened. So I mean, I was very happy. Even my mom was happy.
Good. See, all things
Yeah.
come true if we are staying open to it. You know?
And also when we don't take it as major problem,
Yes.
when we take it in a relaxed way, it's done.
There is no
As
attachment to
always,
it, na?
Ramji used to tell. Yeah, true. Ramji used to tell, it works.
It works.
I remembered all of you that time
So good.
when it was done.
You know, you should
I
do.
wasn't desiring. I mean, I just like that felt it, and it was done.
Actually, so many things are coming to fruition. You know, we only don't pay attention to it. It is just that.
Yeah, in
We-
fact,
if-
if we deeply analyze every experience that we are going through is through the manifestation, but without our knowledge,
Yes.
because we are not that conscious of our thoughts.
Correct. So we
Yeah.
have only less than 1 minute. I'll end the session here. We'll join the second one and we'll
Okay.
continue. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.